Good afternoon, Hi-10 George Realty. Today we're going to go over some checklist changes that we're in the process of making. So we're going to show you some of those and just go over a couple of forms. So I am going to share my screen. I have Anna Flores sitting off to the side of me, and she will be assisting as well. Okay? Okay, so today, I know we've gone over the TOPA before, the tenant occupied property addendum, but I really just want to stress what an important and protective document this is. Because if you're in the process of buying units and you think some are going to be vacant and things of that nature, you really need to be attaching a TOPA because it's protective of all parties, and I'll show you why. So please get in the habit when you are buying or selling units to have a TOPA ready. You can even embed it in your offer if the listing agent has told you there's 3 occupied units or 2. You can embed the TOPA in the offer. But anyway, let me go over why I think it's so important and we shouldn't be missing it. So you can let it default to 1A, right? Because right now the tenant landlord laws are complex. You can't vacate units as easy as we think. It requires a California licensed, usually a lawyer, to assist you. It's not so simple to vacate a unit, right? So you can let this default to 1A, the tenants to remain in possession. But if there's some units to be delivered vacant and everything's going through on that, you would check B, property to be delivered vacant. The property or unit shall be delivered vacant without existing tenants. Okay, so if it's a unit number or unit numbers, even though this is small, I would try to put in, if it's not all units, I would try to make a note here of what units you're expecting to be vacant so there's no misunderstanding, okay? So put in the units, even if you have to use it, a pen and paper or a typewriter if you can't put it in. So why this is so important and protective, it says right here, if you check B, that if the seller, after exercise of good faith attempts and subject to the applicable laws, is unable to remove existing tenants by close of escrow, it tells you right here that the buyer has a right to cancel the agreement, because if they're buying it because they thought it was going to be vacant, they have to be afforded that opportunity to cancel if it's not something that is able to be accomplished. And if you check this box, let's say they spent $1,000 on inspection reports, you don't have to check the box. But if you check this box, you would put a figure in here that the seller's willing to reimburse the buyer for the reports. Most of the time, we don't see this checked, okay? It's just making sure that you're documenting the units that you're expecting to be vacant, okay? And then it gives some more information here that the seller's going to deliver to the buyer the names of adult occupants, but however, that should already be expressed in the lease agreements that you'll be providing and or the estoppels, okay? Or they have C, the buyer is a tenant in the property. Now, if you leave it to the default of 1A, paragraph 2 comes into play. All the terms of paragraph 2, if you leave it defaulted that the tenants are remaining in possession, then these terms shall apply, okay? So you can look over these, government compliance, you're going to transfer the deposits and rent, back rent if you check this, delinquent rent, see that? But make sure that you are using this form because it's highly protective of all parties, not just one. Because sometimes we do the very best and it's not so easy. I do recommend that if, that if you're representing the buyer, that you always ask for an income and expense statement. Tenant estoppel we're pretty used to asking for, but go ahead and check both boxes. Income and expense, they could prepare something even on an Excel spreadsheet, what is your gardener fees? What are your common area electric fees? Things of that nature, what trash pickup, whatever they're spending, they would express it on the income and expense. Now, some people may have a CPA that prepared it for them, but maybe smaller buildings, it'll just be like a spreadsheet, you know, with the receipts, okay? This is a really important document, so I just wanted to highlight it one more time so we make sure that we're making use of what the car attorneys have provided us to protect both the buyer, seller, and all of the agents. And this comes populated with the rent cap and just clause addendum when you pull this up, okay? So now we're going to get to what we're really here for, is we have updated the checklist. So residential lease listing, wherever I've highlighted, and if I missed something or you want to add more, Anna, please feel free. We added Megan's Law database disclosure in its form DBD. So that should just attach. Lead-based paint and hazard disclosures, that disclosure is required if it's prior to 78. However, there is a pamphlet that is required for all buildings, no matter the year built, okay? So we're going to ask for that pamphlet, and I'm going to tell you where you can get them. Lease, rental, mold, and ventilation. This should populate with the form, but there is a pamphlet. And we have, what we've done to make it easier is on our website, we've put these two pamphlets separate. So if you're working a lease, you can just go to the website and grab them separately, okay?
So what is the new? Because this is not new, right?
The new is we're making this pamphlet right here. Yeah. We're just adding the word pamphlet. So you do know that even if it's prior to 1978, you still need to deliver to the tenant a lead-based paint pamphlet.
Oh, okay.
Protect your family from lead-based paint.
Even
okay. Even if it's a 1985, you still need to give them just the pamphlet.
Yeah.
And the pamphlet on this should be populated with the form. We're just trying to make it so that you look at one place and you have everything that you need rather than looking around. That's what Anna's goal is. We highlighted this because the water conserving and carbon monoxide, these are together. As we know, certain years does not require the water conservation form. However, since they have embedded the carbon monoxide disclosure with this form, it will be required because we need to have that carbon monoxide disclosure, okay, on the leases. Anything to add, Anna?
No.
Okay. So now we're on residential listing, SFR condo, PUD, mobile probate trust. So we've added a few things just so you're not wondering. So sometimes once in a while, you'll be selling a stock cooperative. And we put the example of Leisure World. When you buy in Leisure World, you are buying a stock. You are not buying real property. It's a stock cooperative. And there's special escrow companies that handle stock cooperative purchases, okay? You'll still be doing all the same disclosures, but you need to add this if that is the case. This is the only one I know of, but I'm sure there's other stock cooperatives around. Earthquake booklet, again, this is on our website. It is combined. It has everything that's required. So please, when you're providing one, don't just grab one off the shelf, an old one. I'll probably be throwing those away. Grab our electronic one and supply it to them because it has all the booklets. There's other little booklets attached that are required during the sale. So that's why I wrote combined here. And then we've added, there's an energy rating report in this combined earthquake booklet. And there's also a receipt for that. So you're going to have the two receipts, right? You're going to have the earthquake booklet receipt and the energy rating receipt. Earthquake risk disclosure is prior to 1960. That's the questionnaire. These will be required regardless of the year built, okay? Mm-hmm. Okay, so this we added just so there's no confusion. There is a CAR form called NTF, Notice of Private Transfer Fee, or equal, maybe you have a bill or something. But if you have a private transfer fee on a property, you must provide this form. I would just use the CAR form. I'll show it to you, super simple. You must provide the NTF with the TDS. So just be in a habit of attaching it to the TDS if there is a private transfer fee and you're aware of it, okay?
In what case people have the private transfer fee?
That is a great question. Does anybody go?
Is that included in the condos, that related to the association?
No,
transfer?
no. It's more for houses. I don't know what would trigger a private transfer fee,
Maybe
Peter.
a loan,
Second loan.
like a loan, the word,
I think that's escrow.
like when you sell on, I can't think of it.
I'll look into that and I'll shoot it out with the disclosures on my email. But how we came up to put it on the list, just so you know what we go through when we're amending, is we go and track through the car attorney lists, right? And then we compare the car attorney list to our list. So if there's anything lacking in our list, we update it. This, they clearly stated that if a private transfer fee is applicable, let's say you noticed it on the prelim, then you need to provide the NTF to them. And it's a very simple form I'm going to show you.
Is that related to the taxes when they build the new constructions,
No,
the taxes?
No.
On the schools and
Belarus,
No. And then we added the solar, just in case there's solar. Remember to provide the questionnaire in the advisory, okay? So if there's solar panels, and the reason why is this questionnaire goes into a lot of detail that, this only the seller would know. And then of course you're going to get the contract and review it and all of that through escrow. This we added because I get questions about this flipper law. So if you've purchased a property within the past 18 months and you're selling it, it falls under the flipper law, right? So under that flipper law, you must disclose on the SPQ. They say you can disclose it there. Repairs you made, of course, in the past 18 months. But in addition to that, because you're selling it inside, within 18 months of purchasing it, you also need to provide a list of the contractors that worked in their information.
And the permit.
And permits if you have them.
What is that when they become?
So this is a flipper law. This is only, applicable if it's flipped within 18 months, okay? So we're trying to put everything here so you're not like digging around. If you have a tenancy in common purchase, you need to attach these two forms. So we just added those to help. So you're not looking around for things. Okay. So residential income, 1 to 4 units. Again, we added the stock cooperative, the earthquake acknowledged booklet receipt. We want the combined. And the only reason I'm highlighting these, because now you're going to have this receipt and the energy rating form.
Excuse me,
I don't have that one.
tenants in common, I didn't attend to the party.
Oh, if you're selling in a tick, you need to, attach the addendum, the tick addendum. Tenancy in common requires an additional addendum.
Yeah, but that, the title, tenants in common, isn't it the way that they take the title?
No, it's if you're selling a property that is a tenant in common property, there's an additional disclosure required. And it's a tick addendum. That's been forever.
How does he know that it's a?
I think that they're normally going to tell you if it's in a tick, because it's not, I think it's more popular in San Francisco in the Bay Area. There's tick buildings, a lot of tick buildings. I haven't seen it so much here, but it's popular up north, but you could still run into it. So you just need to be aware. If they tell you you're in a tenants in common, then just pull out these forms. Yeah, it's like a co-op, but you also want to have the ownership advisory. These are important. So if the listing agent tells you that and you represent the buyer, then just ask them for these forms. Or if you're representing a seller that tells you they're in a tick, you just prepare these forms ahead of time. That's why it's on this list.
The listing agent will put it under remarks.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the box you check,
Yeah.
it'll be
most of
checked.
the Experienced listing agent
they will put the remark, this property belongs to tenant in common.
Yeah,
Please use tenant in common advisement.
yeah.
Mm.
But if you didn't know and you wrote your offer, just request it, okay? Get those from the listing agent.
If you didn't know, and then the seller didn't mention about it on the counter offer, then your escrow would remind you
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
from the title.
correct. Yeah, you're right, Christine.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I appreciate your
Oh,
comments.
yeah.
It's collaborative for all of us. Sometimes somebody else can explain it more simple. So residential units 1 to 4. Again, we've added the co-op. These 2 receipts, we already are very familiar with the earthquake booklet. We're going to require the energy rating form. And because if you're listing, just be prepared to have the income and expense statement. We put that there with an asterisk because, you know, if necessary, but probably a lot of buyers are going to be checking those boxes on their offer that they want the income and expense and estoppel. If you haven't been doing that on even smaller units, I suggest you always check those boxes. This is just a reminder to you to talk to the seller when you're listing that will probably most likely be required. Okay?
That one will be a new form.
They make it.
Yeah.
It's not yeah.
Anything with an asterisk, if it's applicable, okay? Anything you see on my checklist with an asterisk, it's applicable.
Yeah. So that just gives you the clue to let them know that most buyers are going to ask for an income and expense statement.
But that form, I guess, just that, for example, my client is unit by things, just in their
That's
own.
okay.
Is
I've
that
seen
okay?
Excel
Instead
spreadsheets.
of this one.
Yeah, there's no form for this.
there's no
Ah, okay,
You
that was
just
my question.
give them a paper with all the income
Yeah.
and expense on it so that the buyer has that disclosure should they check the box and request it. But you should do that because what if they said, I didn't know I was going to have to
Yeah.
pay for that? I would just say, as a prudent listing agent, you have it ready. Because if then they didn't know that the owner was paying for that, that could be like a little dispute later. I'd rather just put it out front. Let them know.
Michelle, what if that tenant's been there forever? And we ask the owner, like it happens so many times, and say, well, I can find it, I don't have a copy of
The
the
lease,
stop or whatever.
the estoppel you prepare
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
sell.
It's on car.
It's a car form.
Mhm.
Yeah, the estoppels are simple car forms that you let the landlord get the signature, you know,
From the tenant.
from the tenant.
But I think, like
He's saying the lease is not available.
But I did give them the forms, I don't know where it's at, you do a estoppel, you fill it out, if they refuse to sign it,
It's
at least
okay.
you,
There's a clause in there that I can pull it up.
Say, deciding about the Starbucks, it would be deemed, that you have provided the knowledge.
exactly,
Yeah,
the proof of that you give them.
The deposit, yes, of the stuff,
They
so
said that it's okay.
it's for the good of the
It
tenant.
does.
Right.
In the
You
buyer.
do,
You
yeah,
don't have to struggle with them.
you still supply it, right? Remember, I was with you when you were checking on that. You still supply it, but if they didn't sign it, I mean, we're not the cops, you know? We can't do that kind of enforcement. So we just do our very best.
Right.
So I normally get like an email saying I couldn't get signatures.
Yeah.
And I just attach it to SkySlope on the checker.
So again, notice NTF is put here in case there's a private transfer fee.
Well, I have a comment regarding the private transfer.
Oh, okay, yes.
Those are the fees that are imposed by private parties instead of the governmental agencies. So
Oh,
like the developer, when they do a big project, they want to recoup some of their, the capital investment in that, they put down, you know, like every time you transfer property, you should.
oh, that's right.
And
Yeah.
also another example is the HOA fees, transfer fees. And every time you transfer the property to another buyer, then the buyer has to pay you that transfer fees.
Okay.
And then, so some of the, property have a lot of amenity or a club, you know, they belong to, then they assess the transfer fee as well as a club membership.
Oh, okay.
Those are private transfer.
Oh, thank you. That's great to learn. Okay. So of course the solar's on this one too, the flipper law. Tenant estoppel certificate. See, she's put in everything because we're trying to make it simpler on these checklists to follow what the car attorneys want. Okay?
And I need one for each unit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And don't forget to provide the leases. Just when you take these types of listings, just be on your toes and, you know, after you get the listing signed, then tell them, oh, these are the kind of documents we're going to need, the leases, you know, the income and expense, stuff like that. Okay, so this is an easy form. This is your notice of private transfer fee. Now, maybe since it's tied to some HOAs, it's tied to other things, they may have their own transfer fee notice, which is we will accept because the car attorneys say use this form or equivalent, okay? So this is the private transfer fee that CAR has created, but you see, you probably want a third parties because it says a transfer fee is calculated as follows. Well, you know, you probably want a third party equal document rather than you trying to ask the seller to figure this out, how they're calculating and stuff. But at any rate, this is the NTF, but we will take any equivalent document that discloses that fee, private transfer fee to the buyer. Okay. And this, I just attached at the back. This is the energy forms that you received in the booklet, the HERS, the California Energy form that you received it, the booklet. So that's just the form. It's super simple. It will be attached in the booklet that we have online. And of course, this is the acknowledgement receipt. This encompasses everything, okay? And the reason we want you to go off of our website is because we've made sure that all these required booklets are in that particular earthquake booklet, because some of them are just strictly the earthquake booklet. They don't have the other civil code, I believe it's civil code, but required documents. And on the car lawyer's site, it does say that those documents most definitely need to be provided. So we want to use the one that we're providing you. Now, if you look at this form, they're just, you know, they can try to log in themselves. I don't like doing that to people. Maybe somebody's not computer savvy. Maybe they, you know, they don't have a computer. I think it's a far more efficient to attach this form to an electronic copy of the book. Or if they really don't have a computer, you can print it and hand it to them. I think it's better because I just had another transaction coordinator from another company tell me, oh, they should just click all the links. Yes, they can, but I also attach the full booklet to that buyer because I think it's a more complete service to them. We don't want to just, here's the form, you go click all, you know, figure out all these links. Okay. So does anybody on Zoom have any questions, or anybody in the room have questions or comments?
Michelle, this is Sylvia.
Mm-hmm.
So when you give them, instead of the link, you give them the booklet, you're saying the PDF?
Yeah, we have a PDF embedded in our website for you.
Okay,
So you just, you know, attach it to your email along with the receipt. We already have it for you, so you don't have to hunt around for the right booklet, the combined booklet.
got it. Thank you.
So these checklists that we've done are for the listing size that I'm working on right now. They have not been updated to our website. Hopefully by next week, we'll have them all for the listing side, and then I'll start working on the sales side. You just got to remember that at any time you know you have a transaction, it's as simple as you going into our website and getting the checklist. So like that, you know what you need. Yes, we're here for you at all time, but it could be a weekend and maybe I'm not available for you normally on weekends. So it's easiest just to go into our website. So we were going to go ahead and log into our website.
Okay, let me stop my share. Okay.
No longer Howard Bunker,
No, it's HTGRealty.com. HTGRealty.com.
George Root, the right
Yes.
whole word.
Yes.
More often. I know, that's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. Now, I have another question.
You said
Uh,
.com, I'm sorry, .com.
Yes,
And then go
Uh,
to agent login.
If you're representing a tenant
yes.
and I submit an application, I mean, a red form or whatever all the things.
Uh-huh.
So I send a red, pre-screen form, I send my, agency disclosure that I represented them. Which form is the one that I have to send over?
VIRN, the burn.
Yeah, that.
And
that they have to pay.
that comes with your package. You already have the form within that when you go out there and do that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you could easily go into cart and also type VIRN and it will pull it up for you too.
Okay, I hope you guys can see our website. Okay,
What is
Okay,
the password to get it?
go ahead.
so,
Can you?
yes,
explain it? I'm gonna get out of your
yeah.
way. Yeah, please. CBGR, all lowercase, CBGR.
Okay, yeah, so our sign in, once you sign in for that day, you only have to do the password one time and it's CBGR, all lowercase. Okay, and where you see here, where you see agent sign in, you're gonna click and you're gonna say agent resources. Okay, and here's where you put in your password. And you enter. Okay. You scroll down, you have a set of different items, okay? Here's a meeting affidavit list e-blast. I don't know how often we would use that, but CRM multiple listing info forms. You have them all here. All you do is click. You always are going to select CRM matrix. And then all the forms come up, okay? So you have everything you need here. It's directly from cart. We're linking
Anna,
into cart.
do we have a program that I can type all the?
Yes,
information
so let me
on?
explain to you how to do that. So let's go with residential, okay? Just a little bit out of the way.
We can probably blow it up by clicking that box in the middle by the X.
Okay.
Oh, no, that
Didn't
made it
help, huh?
smaller.
Okay, let me see. Okay, that's okay. This little box right here, do you see the arrow down? Okay, if you click on that, it's gonna populate it and you click on the document. Do you see that the document is now in blue?
Yes.
Okay, that is telling you that you could type information in there. LA County, blah, 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 blah. Now, you got to remember that you have to save it under whatever the name or the property that you want to save it under so you don't lose the document, okay? Again, it's as simple as just downloading, going into your computer and saving it, okay? Okay.
Sometimes we cut off the initial.
Yes, so when you guys are trying to print it, make sure that you are capturing the whole page. And let me see if it will pop up on me for me. Let's see, it all depends what system you use. Save as all pages. See, it doesn't give me options. Normally you would have options, and on the options, you want to make sure that you say fit all to be able to capture the initials. Now, you also have to remember that we print all these for you. In the computer room, we have printouts for you guys, whoever wants it and is going to manually fill it out. And it's already showing the bottom initials, but that's very important. If somehow they don't come, you still need to get your client's initials, and you as the agent also have to initial each of the pages, in addition to the signature on the last page. Okay. Because we noticed that with our listings that we are getting them without the initials, and we go back to you guys saying, and it's a shame that you have to go back to your client again. Okay.
Ah,
Just put the X on the,
okay,
okay, and then I'll come back and screen share for you.
okay, sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
Anyway. It disappeared.
Okay.
Anna, where's the computer room? Downstairs?
This one up here.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, as you enter, you'll see that, right, there's a cabinet. On top of the cabinet, you'll see all the different MLS forms. Okay?
Oh, wow, it's gone. Okay.
Yeah, it just.
Okay, hold on, folks. We're gonna grab that back up again.
Oh, did it not go away?
Closing. I don't know.
.com. Okay, you notice that it didn't ask me for a password again. So normally when you sign in that one time, that same day, it won't ask you again for the rest of the day. Okay, so we were talking about the input forms. And you know now that you could download it and save it, so you'd be able to actually type in it.
So I have to download it first, and then it's have to.
Yeah, and it's not the download up here, it's the one that I showed you with the arrow, okay, down, okay. Then company letterhead, company logos, agent forms. So I'm gonna go into agent forms. Okay, you have all the forms that you need here. All you have to do is click, and you could save it on your computer, or you could print it, whatever you decide, how you're gonna get your signatures, okay? For instance, here's the earthquake booklet receipt. Okay. Just trying to get out of here. Go back.
That one will replace Anna. That booklet receipt, we're gonna replace with the one I have.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see if I can go back. That's the question. How do you get me back to?
Oh, because Tatiana bought a desk. What's wrong, Anna?
I'm trying to get out of it, and it doesn't have an arrow back key, so.
Okay.
Oh, here, I got it. Okay. So, let's see, we have earthquake booklet receipt, and if you click here, you will have your booklets. And I don't know if Red has updated all of them, but here is your big booklet. So let me see here. You have commercial, you have, so the combined one has everything from the flood to the energy, everything is in one place. But what we're asking Red to do is to do individual reports too, in case you just need a certain portion of it.
You can deliver that one booklet, but you have to have everything, different receipts that they sign off.
Yeah, so what we've done is under the earthquake booklet, we have all the reports. Under the agent forms, we have the individual forms where they have to sign. The receipt form, the risk form, the energy form, okay? Okay. Then let's go to your zip form. So SkySlope listing and sale checklist, okay? That's the where you're gonna look to find out what you need for your transaction. So we have listings and we have sales. So if you're doing a listing, you would just click on the actual listing and it will open. Try to bring it up a little bit. Okay. These 3 lines right here, you could go and say, okay, which one do I want? Oh, I'm doing a business opportunity. No, I'm doing a commercial. I'm doing a vacant land. Okay. And so on the bottom, you'll see that you have every single one, but it's as easy as just clicking on those 3 lines and selecting the one you have. So residential listing, if we have that, it'll come up with it. And so all you do is you could print it or you could copy it and paste it to, if you want to paste it to your computer or to an email or whatever, you have both options. Okay. You could print. Okay. Say, and go back. Okay, again, SkySlope listing and sale checks. You do the click. It comes up. I'm going to do a sale. So now you can click on the sale. When you click on the sale, all the checklists for that sale will appear. And how do you do it again? If you go down, you have these 3 lines and you select what checklist you need. Okay. Any questions?
Yeah, Anna put a lot of time and effort into these templates, you know. Make use of
Yes.
it, you know,
Yes.
this is a lot of resources for that.
And so what I do is I do the checklist, then I update SkySlope to match the checklist. I have certain characters only allowing me to do in SkySlope, so you might see that the information might be a little bit shorter or abbreviated for that reason. And then my third step is I go to ZipForm Plus and I go and I create a template for every checklist and I add all the documents. I start with what's required. Then I have specific documents that you might need. You know your transaction. You'll decide if what you want. But I've also input the superior form for you to order the sign. I put the LA 9A report for you. I put whatever things I think could come up. So if there's something that you guys feel that I'm missing, please let me know and I'll be happy to add it. Let me see here. Can you go into ZipForm Plus, yours?
I don't use it.
Oh, you don't use yours? Okay.
Now that you mentioned that, I read that a safety form is gonna go away.
It
And
is.
It's gonna take over, no?
It is. I think they're gonna start working as of December, but it's gonna be 6 months for the process. And so they're still gonna let you use ZipForm until everybody is transitioned over to this new one. At that time,
1 year.
1 year. They'll probably have training. We'll probably have training, so you won't be alone.
So,
We will hold your hand.
So when you're from December,
I'll be in Jamaica.
No.
Don't worry.
I've been, we'll be in Jamaica.
October to
Yeah.
October 26th.
okay.
And after the December, there will be no surplus.
Of 26.
Too
So,
expensive.
we
now.
go to a SkySlope and we can get all the forms over there already.
No. Don't worry.
No. So ZipForm will fade away eventually, but they're gonna replace it with something called Transact, okay? And so don't worry, we will learn it and we will help you guys, but I'm sure they're gonna have training and we're gonna have training too, to be able to assist you with that transition. They're trying to make it easier. I don't know, I haven't seen it, I have no idea, but hopefully they have made it more friendlier user for us. Okay. All right. Maybe on the next training, I'll show you how to get into ZipForm, how to do the template, to be able to, you have to understand, I do the template to make it easy for you guys. These are the documents that you need. Now, you as the agent, you know your transaction. You have to understand what other documents you might need, okay?
it's true, Anna, because when I went on ZipForms before I joined that,
Mm-hmm,
the broker, what you call it,
mm-hmm.
I couldn't believe, I was like completely lost.
Because a lot of times you go in there, but you don't go and pick the template you want, so the documents don't get loaded, okay? So you have to click on the template and you have to say, what do you want? Residential listing, residential sale, what do you want? I'm also trying to word them differently to make more sense, more easier for you guys to know which one it is too. So I'm working on that too. But yeah, so all that is in process right now. I have updated Zip Form Plus. So if you go there today, you will already see the new items that match the checklist. Okay. On the listing side, I haven't done the sales side. Okay, but at any time that you are looking at Zip Form Plus and something is missing or just please let me know and I'll review and determine if it's something that's needed.
Okay, I understand what you're saying, but for instance, if I go to Sky's Law, I won't be able to do the listing package on the Sky's Law right now. No.
For right now, if you go to our website and you want to print the checklist, we have not updated it yet. It will be updated next week and we'll let you guys know via email when it's been done, okay? We're still working on it. Me and Michelle have been working on it really hard. And so I'm just doing the last minute adjustments and then I'll give it to Ray, first thing, probably Monday or Tuesday.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you'll get an email notifying you that it's been updated. But if you need a copy right now, just come see me and I'll print one for you. No big deal. Okay. All right. All right.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you so much.
Now just.
I'm gonna put you my list for Christmas cards.
You're so funny.
Thank you all for attending. Like Anna said, we will be going over how to use the Zip Form platform. She will teach you that in another training session. These are just tidbits that should help you with your deals, but as always, come see us if you're stuck on anything and we'll help you out, okay? So thank you all, and I wish you a beautiful weekend and thank you for your attendance.
Thank you.
Thank you.